Odele.
Hello, hello.
I'm joining this whole streaming thing.
All right. Keep talking because I'm going to do a mic check.
Oh, I'm on speaker for a minute
That's
because
fine.
I'm trying to charge my phone.
Okay.
I realized it was at 30% as I was agreeing to do this.
I'm sure that'll be fine. Okay, I hear both of us, so that's good.
Excellent.
All right, so I'm just going to jump in because they're starting to set up. Hey, everybody. Welcome to tonight's Militant Casuals Jank Tank tournament coverage. Today we've got a real special matchup here. We've got two folks who have changed their lists a little bit. So I decided to, going into round 3, to kind of mix things up a bit and let the folks who were 0-2 do a little bit of work to their lists. Stefan took that to heart, and so he's back with his hollow first order test pilot and Major Von Reg list, but now with proton rockets on the first order test pilot. Tommy decided to turn in his old ace list, which is of great concern to Stefan because he was hoping he was finally going to face something that wasn't beef. Unfortunately, he gets scum beef. So I probably should introduce myself. I'm Ben from the Militant Casuals, one of the founders. With me here for tonight's stream is the real fun Bobby. Say hello, Bobby.
I am the real fun Bobby because, that's what I do.
Yeah, Bobby is fun. So before we jump in here and start to maybe analyze these lists, etc., it looks like Tommy is taking initiative. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your X-wing background, Bobby?
My X-wing background started at Target, believe it or not. Found them on clearance, and I'm like, ooh, this looks cool. X-wings and TIE fighters, and it's a game, and my son and I will play. And then I found YouTube and Gold Squadron, and then I was finding tournaments as soon as I could, and now I go everywhere and just play the game because it's fun.
Yep, and buy like 8 copies of every ship.
I don't recall, Your Honor.
Yeah, so Bobby sort of is one of those folks who just kind of found his way into the Militant Casuals with the rest of us after we got going, and represents the Central Valley, and also, 209th Squadron? Is that the group you got there?
Yeah, we got the 209th Fighter Squadron out in, technically in Stockton, but it covers Stockton, Modesto, Lodi, all the kind of Central Valley area.
Yeah, but we Militant Casuals are cooler, so, Bobby travels with us when the traveling happens.
Well, I started as a Militant Casual, and we kind of put together the 209th, so I figure they're a sub-faction of mine.
Yeah, that's fair. We got to do what we got to do when we're out in the boonies, right? Yeah, so Stefan has a pretty fun little ace list. He's going to have Tommy has initiative. So he's got Hollow with crack shot, targeting synchronizer, and cluster missiles. He's got a generic first order test pilot with proton rockets now to get in there and threaten some damage with a generic. And Major Von Reg with Daredevil and a shield upgrade. And that shield upgrade on Von Reg has proved to be pretty valuable for Stefan in his game so far. So we've seen that list on the stream a couple times, so I kind of want to talk about the list that Tommy's bringing fresh here. So Forlom with advanced sensors, informant, shield upgrade, mist hunter, and heavy laser cannon at 74 points. No real wasted points there, except for maybe informant. A Black Sun Enforcer Star Viper with Virago title, so that's +1 shield and a couple charges to do some maneuvering. Zuckuss, so this is a double G1A list we've got here, with outmaneuver, passive sensors, a useless Cad Bane, and inertial dampeners. And finally, the best piece in the entire list for 12 points, an autopilot drone. So basically, joust that drone, you cowards. Am I right?
True.
So what do you think of...
We have a moving proton bomb with coordinate for 2 rounds.
Exactly. So what do you think of Tommy's list here? What do you think its potential is?
So in the original draft, I was actually eyeballing this list. As bad as it looks like it could be, it looks like a lot of fun to run. The dials on these G1As are terrible.
Oh, God.
It's going to be fun to watch them.
Yeah.
If he flies the Black Sun right and just kind of sends the 2 G1As out and leaves the Black Sun to flank, he might be able to do some work with it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that Forlom build is good, right? I mean, advanced sensors so you can take those red moves, shield upgrade so it's a little more durable, the Mist Hunter title gets the HLC. There's nothing wrong with Forlom. Forlom is very good. Zuckuss is not terrible either. Outmaneuver, passive sensors is always good. Give you that action choice, and also, he's going to be moving before, Hollow and Major Von Reg. So why not have passive sensors there to give him some variability, right?
Oh yeah, options to take that lock where you need it, whatever ship you have a shot on, and then you're not wasting a shot.
Yeah, exactly. And I think this first order list is good. I think Stefan has struggled a little bit just in, keeping damage off of the two Barons. So we'll see how he's absorbed the lessons from the first couple of games and see if maybe he can pull out a win here. One way or the other, somebody's going to leave this game with a win.
Somebody's coming out of here 1-2, and somebody's coming out of here 0-3.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for you, Tommy, to come 0-3.
Yeah, we're brutal to our fellow militant casuals. So yeah, just to note here, Tommy's also one of the founding members of our little group. And was the person to make the T-shirts that really brought us together. And Stefan's I would call him militant casual adjacent. I've been trying to convince the guys up here that they should just be in militant casuals, but so far, no dice. So we've got pretty much Tommy setting up his entire list even before the FOTP goes on the board. As you sort of predicted, Bobby, we've got the two G1As kind of on their own. The autopilot drone can go either direction from the middle. And there, as a flanker, is our friend the Star Viper. So if you're Stefan, what do you do here?
If I'm Stefan, I probably joust the Star Viper.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
Let the G1As make their hard turns and take their time coming around because they're not coming in fast. Go after that Star Viper hard, quick, and see if you can put it down so it's not in a bad position taking good shots at you.
Yeah, I mean, I think we know if Stefan does set up to go hard on the Star Viper, it's just gonna, like 3 hard and then curly barrel roll away. But if you can get in there fast enough and get at least a damage on it, that's better than nothing before those two G1As slow roll their way up. Now let's say that Stefan does set up that way. What do you do as Tommy?
You take that auto drone as fast as you can possibly get it somewhere.
Yep.
And see what you can do. Coordinate. I think you take the boost with the Star Viper and then coordinate a barrel roll to get it out farther and still send that drone in as quick as possible.
Right. So Stefan is setting up the FOTP to sort of, well, I'm actually not sure since he seems to be spinning it around a bit. It looks like, yeah, okay, so setting up to sort of start towards that corner that the Star Viper is in. So not committing necessarily to a straight-on joust, which is an interesting play here.
With all the hard ones they have, he's maybe doing this to slow roll the start so that autopilot drone can't get close enough to really hurt him.
Yeah, I could see that for sure.
Because that proton bomb's coming straight for you.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Particularly if you set up this way. You haven't really given Tommy a tough choice, right? It's just 3 bank and go, right?
Three bank and go.
Yeah. Now, of course, setting up like this does mean that they could 1 hard and then 1 hard next turn and just head right behind the debris field and never see that autopilot drone again. So
exactly.
All right.
Well, and if you do the 1 hard on Stefan's side, you also threaten the Star Viper, so maybe he gets out of dodge.
Yeah.
And now you've given yourself a lot more time to work the G1As through the rocks or draw them into that pattern. Maybe force them to split up a little bit more.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I think that you definitely don't want to end up jousting both G1As with these aces at all, right? So
no.
You also don't want Zuckuss behind you. So, Stefan's going to be playing sort of a cat and mouse game, I mean, as he should with aces. So, yeah, I'm pretty interested to see kind of the opening moves here. And Tommy doesn't really want to dive that Star Viper right into the teeth of 3 aces either, or be anywhere near that autopilot drone when it explodes. So, Um, Stefan is just keeping it real. Whatever happens here, one of them is 1 and 2.
That is the right answer.
All right. So I'd imagine they are working on their dials now. What do you think about the rock placement? Who does this favor?
As spread out as it is, I'm not sure it favors really anyone. I know aces are going to be able to move around it super easy, but it's not going to hurt the G1As as bad as it could be if you had a nice little tight cluster to draw them into.
Yeah, there's a if the G1As kind of bank their way towards the gap between the the bottommost to the right gas cloud and the one in the middle, they've got plenty of space to get through that. Which
Yeah. Go ahead.
Nope. Go for it.
That upper right corner is very open, so if he can slow play him and try to draw the aces up there, he's never going to have to worry about hitting debris, and they're not going to be using him as defensive buffs with, getting behind that rock when they have to take a shot.
Yeah. I mean, I guess maybe that is the advantage to not taking the bait on that Star Viper, is that Stefan really doesn't want to get into an open space
Battle.
Fight with these guys, right? He wants to try to get them to get engaged in this junk in some way. Whether he can get that to work or not, well, we'll see. And of course, we keep getting small interruptions in the beginning of play. So it looks like Stefan has gone to take a bio break. Looks like Tommy is ready to go. Or sorry, Stefan is ready to go. Tommy's working on his dials, I think. So the other interesting thing about having all 3 aces sort of set up here, in one end is you're not necessarily giving away whether they're going to break up and come at the opponent from different angles or what have you. There's a lot of flexibility here to kind of do that on the fly, right? Get a couple of turns of intel as to where Tommy's guys are going, and then break apart.
Well, and he can one hard in, one hard, one bank, and just slow play into this corner and try to draw everything towards him, and then be in a position to basically break off left and right to circle around behind him.
Yeah. Yeah, so, that is the challenge for Tommy's beef here, is that, yes, the Star Viper actually is very maneuverable, but, Stefan's going to have...
The G1As don't go anywhere.
No, they don't. And Stefan's going to have perfect information for all of his moves, just because of initiative or pilot skill. So, there's good. The good thing about the G1As is they're medium bases, so those arcs are a little bit bigger than you would think. And we should find out who Informant is on. It looks like it is on Hollow.
That's what it appears to me.
Let's just get confirmation from our players. And of course, we're getting some advice in chat from Charles, another one of my locals, who is extremely aggressive, and he says, just joust the Viper full speed ahead. Damn the torpedoes. That would be a very Charles move. And of course, Charles should know that his space whales are waiting for him if he wants to re-enter the tournament. All right, so Stefan is back, and hopefully we'll get those last dials on the board and we'll get moving here. All right. All right, there goes the left bank, as we expected from the autopilot drone. Want to get in there and get that proton bomb off, or what we also call free 12 points for the first order player.
Hey, I know about giving free points early in a game.
Yeah, but that was a lot more points.
It was a lot more points, but it was funny.
Yeah. And as expected, there is sort of a pretty conservative turn away from the Star Viper. Not super aggressive turn away, so leaves him options for next turn. Probably not enough space to barrel roll to the right, but there's the boost I think you expected. And then
turning in quick.
Yep. So Zuckus with a left bank, two bank. And of course, Tommy has left their dials off the board, so I will have to smack him around for that.
That's acceptable.
Who does he think he is? Vince? Come on. Put your dials on the board. And the matching 3 bank from Forlom. So they're going to pretty aggressively enter that gap that we expected, it looks like. And of course, the 3 bank is red, so second calculate that really is going to make a huge difference here for Forlom. And there's the 1 hard we expected from the FOTP. And so Stefan has learned to target lock hollow. Good man, Stefan. Good man.
He must have watched my game last night.
Very possible. All right, Hollow with the 1 hard as well. Hollow can't target lock himself, so he's going to take a real action. There's the evade. And Major Von Rig. 5 forward off the board. No, 1 hard. Okay.
No, it would have been a 5K off the board.
Fair.
But this is round 3. We're not doing that in round 3.
No, we
do that in round
next
2.
round. That's right. So watch for the FOTP to 2 hard off the board here. All right. So pretty much what we expected from our first round here. So what do we think we'll see from Stefan here on the second turn? Because that's the real question, right? Does he continue to commit down the board edge, or does he get fancy? What do you expect, Bobby?
I think he hard ones again. Maybe get a couple of barrel rolls in there, keep away from the autopilot drone, force that autopilot drone to do the 3 straight in, and then be set up to do a 5 straight, get the hell out of Dodge yesterday kind of mood.
Yeah. I wouldn't be shocked. I mean, he does want to kind of split these guys up. So I think there's an opportunity here for him to 5 forward the FOTP and do some hot generic on generic action. Not that he'd catch him necessarily, right? But
no. But I'm not sure that would be the issue. That's the concern. You get the FOTP out and away into a flanking position.
Yep.
And turn the other 2 up the board.
Exactly.
And Zuckus and Forlom right into that, all that debris and glass clouds and rocks.
Exactly. Because they can't afford to take a chance at, if you've got Hollow and Von Reg kind of moving along through the junk to flank, they can't afford to commit to that generic. It's just, that would be suicide, right? So,
and he's also chasing off the Star Viper from getting into a good position.
Yeah.
Because he's right there, so he's got to make bad choices. Or risk making bad choices with it and be in a bad spot in front of the FOTP.
Yeah, so if you're Tommy, do you maybe go a little bit more conservative with the G1As this turn? What do you think, Bobby?
I'm not sure. You do the 1 straight with Forlom, or 1 straight with Zuckus and stop with Forlom. Forlom doesn't have his stress. He was able to pass it off to Zuckus, so he's sitting there. He can stop and at least slow play it in and see what happens with the 2 BAs.
Yeah, and he does have advanced sensors on Forlom too, so he's always going to have the double action, which is a great combo there. And you're right, like he can afford to clear that stress on Zuckus, let Zuckus get out a little bit ahead, and keep Forlom as support. So I wouldn't be shocked if you're right that we see a 1 forward for Zuckus and a hard stop for Forlom here.
With Forlom's ability at that point to either go left or right, so depending on how fast this 1 turn goes, that buys him another round before he has to make a decision.
Yeah, for sure. And the interesting thing is that it is Zuckus who has outmaneuver, so he's gonna want to try to find a way for Zuckus to get behind somebody.
And if they take the bait and go after Forlom, they leave Zuckus open on the broadside.
Yep, exactly. Yep. All right, looks like we've got dials down heading into turn. We got a increment increment that shield a couple because we're in turn 2. All right, there we go. Yeah, so we've got a 3 forward from the autopilot drone, looking to put some pressure on somebody, get that explosion to matter, and not just be 12 wasted points. No shocker there. And of course, the Black Sun with a 4 forward, get out of dodge, doesn't want to be flanked. That's good positioning for that. And now we see what happens with Zuckuss and Forlom. Or maybe he's trying to figure out what action. Yeah.
Does he? Yeah, takes the bank boost around. Get that little extra distance and be set up to do 4 forward barrel roll in a number of different directions if he needs to on the next turn.
Yeah, he's also got the option here now to kind of slow roll in behind that autopilot drone, right? So if he kind of 1 hards or 2 hards into the wake of the autopilot drone, he's the drone could in some sense be thought of as like
a blocker.
Yeah, like a blocker you don't want to be anywhere near, sort of a screen. Now Forlom not only did do a 1 forward, but then barrel rolled, which I think should be stressful, right?
I believe it is. Where does he get his barrel roll at? From the Mist Hunter title. So no, it's white on the Mist Hunter title.
Never mind.
Because they don't have a natural barrel roll on their chassis.
Right. All right. Okay. So interestingly, so he does split off Vonreg as we kind of expected, but sends not just the FOTP down, but also sends K turns. Isn't that interesting? Yeah. Interesting. All right. So he's going to try to reset and bring everybody around the other side there.
Did not see K-turns coming there.
Now, what's interesting about that is, if they hadn't K-turned, if they'd gone forward, there is the opportunity. It's much harder, I think, for that autopilot to decide which direction to go, right? I think we can imagine here it's going to go as fast forward as it can, or at least a bank to get as much distance as it can. Oh, and he does.
The question is, does he 3-bank right or does he 3-bank left, hoping Hollow's coming in?
Yeah.
Or is that Hollow on the top or?
Yeah,
Vonreg?
that's Hollow on. Oh, Vonreg is at the left end of the board. Oof.
Yeah, because he 3-banks one way or the other, just depending on how close he thinks he can get.
Ooh, Hollow takes a damage from the drone's shot. That is not what you want to be doing here at the beginning of the game.
Holy smokes.
Just roll natties, as I say.
So the autopilot drone actually has a gun. Who knew?
For 1 more turn. Yeah, that's pretty brutal. And of course, the FOTP is now double stressed. So I wonder if Stefan has kind of overcomplicated things for himself here. Now, the interesting thing for Forlom is Forlom could advanced sensors barrel roll before even moving. So he's not probably going to hit that rock next turn. So the real question is, which way does he barrel roll? All right, so all right, so what do we think Stefan does now?
Well, Forlom's going right to some degree or another because otherwise he's going over that rock.
Right, unless he barrel rolls first. He does have advanced sensors.
Barrel rolls to the right and then... 3 straight?
Yeah, I mean, he could 3 straight. He could also 4 straight and just take the free calculate he gets and start to come around that edge and maybe think he's jousting Von Reg. I mean, Von Reg can't really afford to turn in here because he does not want to be at range 1 of that autopilot drone when it goes poof.
Do you think Zuckus banks 1 in here?
I think if Tommy predicts that Stefan is going to go, past the shield token, that is our round counter, and I should probably increment that to round 3, then yes, absolutely 1 bank in between that gap. There's no reason not to. I mean, you can't expect Von Reg to really slow play here because he just cannot afford to take an auto damage here. And also, Stefan's got to move his guys, at the bottom of the board, a blue, but also relatively fast, so they don't get caught by that too. Now, fortunately for them, the fastest the escape craft can go is 3. There ain't no 4 straight or anything on that.
Nothing crazy to do there.
Yeah.
But that 3 bank gets him some space.
It absolutely does. I mean, he'll be right on this side of that debris. So he's going to have a pretty gross explosion range there.
If Von Reg turned into him, he's in trouble.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think Von Reg can afford to. And that might have been what, he was thinking about here is, give Von Reg the ability to split off. But
he's forcing Von Reg up to the 2 G1As.
Right.
Leaving the other 2 behind, Von Reg's going to race up to get out of that bomb range. And those G1As are both coming in that direction.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's what's going to happen. And of course, then the Space Butterfly can do whatever it wants. It can kind of move in behind the autopilot drone or not.
Make a hard 1 left.
Yeah.
Maybe a weird barrel roll. Maybe just kind of stay where you're at.
And it looks like everybody's dials are down. So here we go with the escape craft. We've got the right bank 3. So, as expected. And the question is, when does that puppy explode?
It should, if I remember correctly.
Let's see. All right, so at the end of the activation phase, if you have 0 charges, which he does, you are destroyed.
So he gets destroyed before he shoots this round.
Yes. There's the 1 hard we predicted from the Space Butterfly.
Coming in behind the drone, ready to come in on the flank of Hollow and the FOTP.
Yeah. Yep. And does a little bit of a
wonky barrel roll.
as they do. Now the thing about that barrel roll that the autopilot drone took is Hollow could 1 hard and be safe here. I'm actually a little bit surprised Tommy was so aggressive with that barrel roll. But he definitely
he's trying to force Von Reg
Yep.
up the board into the other 2. So he's going to be super aggressive with the autopilot drone so that if he does try to turn in, he's hopefully nailing him.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. It seems to be an attempt to cut off that lane, at least for now. And there is, as predicted, there's sort of the commitment to the long way around. And that takes us to... All right, there's a 4 forward to shed 1 stress from the FOTP. Now, the tough part about that is I do think it has the space to do a 2 hard next turn.
I think he has the 2 hard next turn.
Yeah, I'm sure he's okay. Of course, Hollow might want to do a little bit of repositioning to not be in the way of that.
And he takes the evade.
Yeah, takes the evade, so no reposition there. All right, so Von Reg. What did you do, Von Reg?
A 5K turn.
5K. So Von Reg is going to get the F out of there. So Whereas I did not like the K turns from the other two aces, I really like that K turn. I'm not sure why
I think they're just checking to see if it would have hit anybody. Kind of looking to see if he made the right choice.
Yeah, could be. Now, there is a small chance that Von Reg is in arc and range of Zuckus, which would not be great.
Three dice at range 4.
Well,
there's a chance
it'll
of
be
sneaking
4 dice.
One in there.
It'll be 4 dice because that's Zuckus's thing, right? So
Yep.
So that'll give Von Reg 5, but green dice or red dice are better than green dice. So
Hey guys.
hello.
One question.
Yeah.
When the drone blows up, do I deal it damage cards?
It just says it's destroyed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
think it says it takes damage.
Yeah, I think it is.
All right,
I think it's like fleeing. You just off it goes.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't see your question. That was Tommy, everybody, being a diligent player.
Yeah, Zuckus is the only one who, at this point, might have a shot, and I still think that's a little far out.
I think so too. I mean, I think Von Reg is fine, but those damn
With my
medium bases, man.
Well, and my terrible Vassal range distance at the moment.
Right. Well, I can find out. Nope, he does not have range.
Okay.
I've used the magic of the control click menu to find that out. So, like I said, I really do like that move from Von Reg because their dial is really, really good. He kind of does leave himself in an interesting position here where I don't think he can afford to just one hard and clear that stress that way. I think he's going to need to kind of go and get behind FOTP and Hollow and let them kind of wade in first. I do like Tommy's position here to kind of bring ships in on 3 different lanes and give Stefan some tough decisions to have to make here.
Well, Tommy's going to have to go. What's he do with Forlom here?
Yeah, I think if I'm Tommy, Forlom just kind of 3 banks, so if I'm Tommy, I'm looking at trying to do kind of like 3 lanes of my own here, right? So Forlom kind of goes along the outside. I think if I'm Zuckus, I probably just do a 1 bank to get in between the gas clouds, and then I probably am more aggressive with the butterfly. I think I maybe do a 3 bank and start to try to come in behind. Go around the debris over here in the bottom left-hand corner, or plan to do that. Whereas, if you do that, then that means Stefan's got to make some tough choices, and Stefan's got to bear in mind that if he's not careful, Von Reg might take shots this turn that he's not expecting. So, what do you think?
I think we're in a very simple. Von Reg goes just fast enough here, like 3 straight. The 2 at the bottom, Hollow does. I think they both do 2 turns here. Just kind of stay back, see where the butterfly goes.
Yeah. Yeah, you kind of really.
They're trying to get the butterfly off on his own now.
Yeah. The only thing I'm worried about is you really don't want Hollow to be in front of the FOTP. You kind of want the FOTP to move pretty fast here. So I'm thinking the FOTP does a 2 hard, and then probably some kind of boost. And then I wouldn't be shocked to see Hollow maybe just do a 1 hard to be able to come in behind.
Just stay nice and close.
Yeah, and get, because you want the FOTP to be out there drawing fire rather than Hollow, especially since Hollow has already lost a shield. But I do completely agree with you on Von Reg. I think Von Reg has to go a little fast here to make sure he's not taking shots he shouldn't. Now, of course, sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say that does obviously, mean that the Star Viper can do essentially whatever it wants. So we've got dials down for Tommy, down 12 points.
Waiting on dials from Stefan.
Yep. Who does have the tougher decisions to make here, to be perfectly honest.
Agreed.
All right.
Von Reg's down. Hollow's down. First order test pilot.
All right. So no more autopilot drone. So the Star Viper will move first. There's the 3 bank. I sort of expected. I wouldn't be shocked to see either a boost or one of those crazy curly barrel rolls just to get position for next turn. I don't think either is the wrong choice here.
Do you think you barrel roll to the right and facing to the right so you end up straight on, get that 90 degree straight towards his board edge?
I actually think I think I actually barrel roll to the ship's left. So that the Star Viper can kind of threaten a flank, if that makes sense. But he also could just boost and sort of threaten either, to be honest. He'd be pointing at the debris, but he's got, pretty good dial, so he can do what he wants. So there's the barrel roll I was thinking of.
Down to the bottom?
Yeah. Yeah, because it's just, the thing about this is this makes Stefan have to worry about, oh, crap, which way is he going to go now? Is he going to get in behind me? There's the fast bank from Forlom, who doesn't really care. Yeah, he will be strained, but he got his advanced sensors calc. Now, did he go aggressive with Zuckuss? That's my question.
A gentle 1 bank and staying in, kind of keeping him in parallel coming around. Uh-oh.
All right, so Stefan self-bumps with a 1 hard that does not clear the stress. Hollow also 1 hards. And I was going to note, so Forlom did do a red maneuver, so ends up with both calculates. Ooh, and Von Reg, 1 hards. So it does clear stress, but it also leaves him taking at least 2 shots at the moment. And I don't think there's a way he can barrel roll his way out of both. So it looks like he took a strain token.
It looks like that gets him down and far enough out of 1 shot, maybe both.
Yeah. I mean, he does put...
range 3 obstructed, so you've got a fine shot there to handle.
Yeah. Yeah, so, and it is range 3 obstructed.
This should be Von Reg into Zuckuss first.
Yeah, if he's got an arc. So average roll.
That's Von Reg into Zuckuss.
Yep.
Safe with 1 hit and 1 evade.
Oops. So no shot for Hollow. And definitely no shot for the FOTP. Oof. All right, so Forlom has a shot, and Zuckus will also have a shot. So this could be real ugly for Von Reg. All right, 2 natty hits. Von Reg's going to throw 4 dice. He's going to have to spend that evade to not take damage here. Oh, right, he's strained, so only 3 defense dice, yep. He does spend the evade to come out of that with no damage. That will give him the extra dice against Zuckus. So this should be 6 green dice, I think, for Von Reg.
5?
Well, because Zuckus will roll the extra die, and when Zuckus rolls the extra die, you get an extra die too.
Oh, yeah. We don't see Zuckus enough.
No, we do not. Red dice are better than green dice, so Zuckus is pretty good. He just does not get played much.
Hollow yeeted the target back to Von Reg.
Yeah. He had to get rid of a token, so he gave Von Reg his own target lock back. So they're just explaining what token he got rid of. All right, so... okay, so Stefan did this thing he does where he doesn't wait for all of the stuff to be done by the opposing player and rolled his dice before Tommy had spent his focus. So I'm going to remind him again. All right, so, and now Major Von Reg has lost a shield. So he does have the shield upgrade, so that doesn't hurt as much as it could, but it's definitely not...
not something you want to give up.
No, not with only 5, 4, and 6 total health across your list. All right, so Forlom is checking to see if he can get rid of that stress. I don't think he can. So it looks like Forlom probably is going to want to do a blue this turn. All right, so now, what do you do if you're Stefan here, Bobby? What are you thinking?
The FOTP too hard to the right. Maybe a boost. Von Reg. He's in a bad spot pointing up toward both of the G1As.
Yeah, I think the saving grace there maybe is that Zuckus kind of has to choose a direction to go. Oh, there's Virago title. So Tommy just ended the phase by doing a Virago boost on that Space Butterfly, and that puts that Butterfly in position to potentially make a block move or two. So pretty canny move by Tommy there. So anyway, it is a tough position to be in here because Zuckus could probably run forward and stay off that rock, and have a plethora of shots. Forlom's coming around that rock. So what do you do if you're Von Reg, Bobby?
If I'm Von Reg, 5 straight, barrel roll down to the right.
So Von Reg gets the hell out of Dodge and lives to fight another day?
Von Reg ducks out to the right, drops down, and then try and come in on Zuckus' flank.
All right, and then what do you do with Hollow?
Three bank barrel roll. Get in close to Zuckus and then try to get out of arc if you can.
Yeah, because I think Forlom can't. I don't think Forlom has any shenanigans that are going to allow him to do like a 3 bank, which would be red this turn. So Forlom's going to be moving fairly slow. So Hollow maybe has a chance to kind of get in one-on-one on him there to some extent without Zuckus interfering. But I think if I'm Tommy, I probably do just one forward Zuckus to have the maximal sort of arc on these two guys, and then deal with, the rock next turn.
That may be a possibility.
Yeah. So this will be an interesting one. I don't think either player has easy decisions to make.
Not at this point.
Probably the safe move for Zuckus is a one bank to the left between the gas cloud and the rock, though. It certainly gives him the options for next turn to do some things like a 2K turn or a turn around the either the gas cloud or the rock. So I'd be tempted to do that if I was Tommy.
And not stop and let Forlong come around?
I mean, you could stop here. That's actually not a bad idea. You have more information next turn when you've got to make your decision. Maybe a little bit harder to keep arc next turn if you stop here, given that you're between two gas clouds and you've got a rock staring you in the face. But I don't think it's super bad.
And after you have Forlom forced to do a blue to clear that stress.
Yeah.
The stop there, you're not getting a second stress passed over to you.
Yeah. Yeah, just worth noting that the only banks that are blue on the the G1As is the one bank. So Forlom can't do a two bank and clear that stress this turn or clear that strain. So I feel like Forlom's got to do either a bank or a one forward. So that's fairly predictable there. All right, so we've got all the dials down. Let's see what our Space Butterfly does. Now, the Space Butterfly has the ones and two banks and the 1 and 2 forward and the 3 forward as blues. So it's got a fairly healthy set of choices here. I would expect something like a 2 bank plus all of their crazy repositioning, essentially.
One of the umpteen spots they can choose to be in. It's like flying micro echo.
Yep. So there it is. There's the 2 bank. Now he could boost to the right, and that's the choice he makes. So Stefan better hope he went fast with Von Reg. Now, what if Von Reg did a K turn here? That's a question that just occurred to me.
Because he's putting himself in a stressed position.
Yeah.
Coming right back into the teeth of Forlom and Zuckus.
Yeah. There's
so
the
if
one.
Both of them get a shot on him, they could take him out right there.
Fair. And there's the one bank we expected from Forlom. Clears the stress, and now
Probably
we wait.
Takes target lock or calculate here.
I probably, not knowing where those guys are going to be, I think I calculate. He's going to barrel roll instead. Maybe hope to get a block on Hollow if Hollow goes hard into that lane. Not a terrible idea.
Now, does Zuckus... No, he one banks in.
Yep, there's the safe one bank. I like that move just because your dial is open for the next turn. You could hard turn either direction. You could 2K. I don't have any problem with that. There's the 2 hard we expected from the FOTP.
Clears his stress.
Yep. Takes a focus. I don't think he can safely boost, so he probably just hangs out there.
Yeah, I don't think there's a boost option in there.
I don't think so either.
It's
Brutal.
the block on Hollow.
Yeah. So Hollow's block, no actions, and might be outside of arc of Zuckuss. Now there's the fine forward from Von Reg that you advocated, which I don't think is terrible. I think we see a boost to the left probably in his future to get out of that arc. Takes the
Boost
target
to the
lock.
right.
Well, I mean, I think if to the right he stays in arc, so I'm thinking he cuts. Whoa!
Yeah,
Oh,
there.
Daredevil! Wow.
Into mutual range one shots.
Yeah, without a token, without like a focus, which is, well, it's ballsy. So he's going to probably put all of his shots onto Zuckuss this turn to try to strip the focus and save Von Reg's life. Now the problem here is next turn, if I'm Zuckuss, I just go ahead and hard stop. Let's say Von Reg survives here, I just stick there.
Because you're betting on the hard one to the left out of Von Reg.
Yeah, exactly. The best like blue maneuver he has is that one hard. Why can Hollow? No, it's not his token.
No, that's not a. That's a reminder, not a token, correct?
That's a great question. I'd have to look at the condition card.
Yeah, I think he had it on the board.
Let me look in our rules.
The listening device card is on the board. It says during the system phase, if an enemy with a ship, if an enemy ship with the informant upgrade is at range 0 to 2, flip your dial face up.
Yeah, I just want to look and see if they call those tokens or not. Because he can pass tokens, but you're right that sometimes they're markers, not tokens.
And it doesn't have a color. Does a Hollow state?
Hollow doesn't care about color. It's a marker, not a token, so no.
Perfect.
All right.
It's like a crit. It's like a crit token. You
Exactly.
can't pass a crit token.
Exactly. Yep. All right, so he eats the target lock away. His last target lock. All right. So Major Von Reg has this the range one shot at, well, oh, he must have taken, he took the deplete. And Stefan stole my thunder.
Just roll.
Just roll natties. How dare you, Stefan? If we ever get out of lockdown, you're in big trouble. All right, so Natty Evade does come up, though. That does leave Zuckuss with options unless Hollow or the FOTP can dissuade them.
Warning for both players.
I'm going to email FFG.
Wait, is that a wise idea on a Vassal tournament?
No, not really. All right, I don't want to slow us down though here, so let's let them get back in. Tommy's wondering what he did, and he knows what he did.
Now this should be Hollow Shot
Yep.
into Zuckuss.
Yeah, I mean, it's his only shot. Unfortunately, an average roll. And Zuckus rolls another natty evade because that's what happens. That's what
They
happens,
look like
man.
They look like my dice from yesterday.
Okay, it was cluster missiles. So I think he's going to check to see... I don't know who else he thinks he can fire at here.
I don't think he has anybody else to fire at.
Yeah. So maybe he was just saying that that was a cluster missile shot. I'm not sure.
Maybe.
Because he can't fire at the generic space butterfly. Because they're at range 0.
Because they have crashed.
Yeah. Yeah, let's take a look at cluster missiles really quickly. So, cluster missile says, spend 1 charge. After this attack, you may perform this attack as a bonus attack against a different target at range 0 to 1 of the defender, ignoring only the target lock requirement. So you can't ignore the other requirements, unfortunately.
You still have to be at range.
Yeah. Now, FOTP is maybe getting greedy here because it does have proton rockets. And he is going to fire rockets at the BSE instead of trying to strip that focus from Zuckus. That's a pretty damned good roll, though, with those proton rockets. So I guess I can't blame him.
Hit, crit seems good.
Yep. It's... Okay, so...
Spend the focus.
Yep. Now, the issue here is because of the Virago title, that does prevent either crit from going through. So it does strip the shields, that's great, but not probably what Stefan was hoping for from that shot.
Those average defense dice, though, one focus, one evade, one blank. You kind of got to bet on that. The FOTP had a great shot.
Yeah, it did. I mean, it's not. He did get bullseye. You never know if you're going to be able to line that up again. So why not? Now he's got to pray that Tommy's dice are terrible here, because Von Reg has no token for defense. That's too many dice. Oh no, he chose to roll an extra die, which means that Von Reg will get 4, but that's a real bad result for Von Reg. What a dick. I'm warning them both again. Oof, that's ugly.
That's 3 damage going into Von Reg.
Yep, so that leaves Von Reg with 1 hull. Not the trade he wanted to make there, for sure. And half points to Tommy.
And now a 1 hull Von Reg that's not necessarily in a good position for next round.
Yeah. So let's see, 34 points to Tommy on that. And Forlom's got a naked shot at Hollow here. So 3 versus 3 is probably the right call, since FOTP still has that focus.
Yeah, I think the shot on Hollow is much safer.
Yeah. Hollow's worth more points, too. All right, only 1. So Hollow is fine. All right, so not a great exchange here for Major Von Reg and Stefan. And a real tough decision going forward here as to what to do with Major Von Reg, since, a 1 hard is not going to be a safe maneuver. Not just because Zuckus could just sit still, but also because Zuckus could 2K. And you definitely don't want to be taking, a 4-die shot from Zuckus. Or 5 for that matter. Like he just did.
With the Star Viper, do you see it doing a nice one bank to the left? Kind of a funky barrel roll up to the left?
Yeah, so here's the interesting question. Like, how does Tommy sort of navigate this? Now, the good thing for him is he could choose a red maneuver for Forlom and get that calculate token one way or the other. So, Forlom can basically do whatever he wants. I wouldn't be shocked actually to see a one bank around Hollow and then maybe a boost to the left to get maybe into the FOTP's way. He's got options. The real question is, what does Forlom do here? And Forlom could afford to really just do like a 3 bank. Let me check and see. Does he need to fully execute that maneuver to get his calculate? I just don't remember.
He needs to fully execute the maneuver before he gains one calculate.
Okay, so he can't just yeet the 3 bank into Hollow. So he does have to think a bit about this. I think it's tight, but he might be able to one hard to the left and not be on that rock. I wouldn't take that chance, but it is possible.
I would not. I think that hits the rock and puts you in a spot where you're going over it twice, that you don't need to give up damage at this point.
Yeah, I mean, Tommy definitely has the advantage here, so he should probably tighten up his play a bit.
Which is why I think you kind of barrel roll that Star Viper up over to the left of where Forlom is now. Forlom's right, I should say.
Yeah.
Bring Forlom in one bank, nothing too aggressive, because you're going to have shots on that round.
And of course,
it leaves you open to maybe put damage into the FOTP, shoot down Hollow, just depending on what you have. Maybe you can get all your arcs on one gun and just nail it.
And it is worth noting that, remember, Forlom does have advanced sensors, so Forlom could take whatever action he feels like taking and then just get in the middle of stuff.
And then yeet right up into the middle of everything.
Yep. So, what do you do if you are Stefan with Major Von Reg?
I mean, do you just do the one hard so that nobody's getting a shot at you? Or you're getting fewer shots?
Yeah, I mean, that is assuming that Tommy does hard stop. If Tommy does hard stop, that's a great move. If Tommy 2Ks, which might be the better move, that's pretty much death. And I'm not sure a one hard actually doesn't overlap, the gas cloud either direction. So a one hard might not even save his life.
The 2 or the 3 bank out of Forlom, and I think he gets arc if Zuckus stays where he's at, tries to block the one hard, gets him stuck in one spot. Instead of, risking being in a bad spot. This way you're stopping Von Reg's shot as well. So now you're only taking 2 shots from the FO pilots.
Yeah.
And maybe maybe Hollow.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough. Von Reg, I don't know what you do. I mean, I guess you could one hard and hope that you can token up in a way that keeps you alive. Hollow probably is safest also doing a one hard left. FOTP is probably safest doing a left bank one. So, he will get to fire all guns first.
Try and get all guns on Forlom right now.
Yeah, maybe. So, looks like Tommy's dials are almost down. He's working on Forlom. I do like...
Go ahead. That Forlom's coming in to pass his stress off to the enemy. He's going to be able to... Now that he's close to the scrum, that's kind of a real concern about if you can turn in and kill him now so you're not dealing with that stress the next couple of rounds.
Yeah. I mean, I do like the 2 bank in with Forlom here. I really do. It's going to be hard to get around that space butterfly and do that though. So the space butterfly, if you that's your plan, the space butterfly's kind of got to do a one bank and then a boost one bank, which isn't terrible anyway. But
or the one bank left barrel roll out to the left.
right.
So you end up on that board edge 90 degrees facing down. Kind of challenging them to shoot you instead of Forlom, so Forlom stays alive.
Yeah, true.
Do you go for the kill, get the full points on that, or work down Forlom so that the next round you can kill Forlom?
I mean, the one challenge with Forlom is he is, running around with that shield upgrade, so it's going to be real hard to get into hull there. All right, Tommy's really thinking hard about that Forlom move. I mean, he could just hard stop, too.
Do you want to keep Forlom that far out of the fight, though, and let them, when you're getting into that point where you can get in and start passing your stress to the enemy and stop his maneuvers and control him?
Yeah, I probably wouldn't, but...
Forlom is best up at range 1.
All right, true enough. All right, so the first order dials are down. I'm going to have to give Tommy a warning point shortly. Slow play.
And wait. Nope, he's changing his mind again, which means he's making the wrong choice.
Yeah, always. Okay, there's Forlom's dial, and the space butterfly will lead everything off here. And there's the, it left 2 bank. Wow. Aggressive. I don't think that leaves him with space to barrel roll, to be perfectly honest. Looks like maybe he's going to try barrel rolling to the left towards hollow. I don't think it fits, but we'll see. All right. Well, as you suspected, he did barrel roll towards the board edge that way.
Up to the board edge towards Forlom to get Forlom in as a blocker ahead of him.
All right. Well predicted.
He may have to deal with the FOTP shot this round, but...
All right, so advanced sensors to calculate. And there's the 2 bank we kind of expected getting in there.
And it fits nice and cleanly.
Yep. And there's the 2K. Yep.
That was your prediction.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, because I just don't think... Whoa. All right. So the FOTP turns 1 hard.
So is he going to boost around this debris cloud?
Yeah, I think that's his only shot here, is to do that and maybe get Arc on Zuckuss.
Or does he focus boost and take the stress so he's getting a better shot?
Yeah, so he already does seem to have backed... Oh, okay. Okay, so he's barrel rolling. Interesting. Get out of Arc.
I think I would have taken that boost around the debris, and focus boost might have stopped it.
Yeah. Now there's a real rough move for Von Reg.
A nice blocked hollow.
Yep.
Fortunately, Forlom doesn't have a stress to pass over to him.
All right, and Major Von Reg was like, I don't want to deal with this, so I'll 4 forward. He does clear stress, doesn't take a strain, but he is going to take a lot of dice. And not obstructed.
Is he depleted at the moment?
No, because it was blue. And he was he did fire last turn, so he didn't have the deplete token anymore.
So he could take the deplete.
Well, no, he went over the gas cloud, so he can't...
But it's fine-tuned as after you fully execute a maneuver. If you are not depleted or strained, you may gain 1 deplete or strain to perform a barrel roll or target lock action. He could take the barrel roll if he chose.
Yeah, it looks like he chose...
And...
Yeah, it looks like he chose not to. Or wasn't aware. All right, here comes Zuckus on Von Reg. Did choose to roll the extra die, gets nothing, so that's pretty good for Von Reg. Von Reg will live to fight another day. Hollow, on the other hand, Hollow's kind of hosed.
Hollow's about to get shot.
Yeah, range 1.
Ooh.
With the calc. That'll be 3.
And that's a seriously wounded Hollow.
I actually think that's a dead Hollow. He was already down 1 shield.
Oh, that is a dead Hollow.
Yep. So that does leave... all right, so Tommy now has 34 off of Von Reg and 66 from Hollow. So that's a 90... That's a 100.0 lead.
He's halfway there.
Living on a prayer.
Tommy with a brand new list, and he's out taking some names.
Yep. All right, so we're on to turn 6. And things have gotten pretty bleak for Stefan. So what do you do if you're Stefan here?
That's a good question at the moment. Do you one hard to the left with the FOTP barrel roll boost to come in at the Star Viper?
Yeah, and the Star Viper just did do the second Virago boost, so he's going to have to do a blue move here. Or want to do a blue move anyway.
I think an interesting position.
Yeah, I think the FOTP probably 2 hards to keep that debris between him and the generic Star Viper. Von Reg, Jesus, fuck if I know. Maybe a 2 bank to go around the gas cloud and come back around. I'm not totally sure. Forlom could wait for Zuckus to move and then 2K here so that they can get both guns on Von Reg, but he also could just wait for the FOTP to come around that cloud too, so just go forward. And
I see him going 1 straight with Forlom.
Yeah.
1 straight with Zuckus, maybe 2 straight with Zuckus. Just get that stress cleared, not too fast, but see if you can threaten Von Reg from coming back in.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
So
let the butterfly and Forlom hunt the FOTP.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think Zuckus probably 2 forwards just to get some distance towards Von Reg. I agree with you. Forlom can do probably a 1 forward, or at worst case a 1 bank, and he can do whatever the hell he wants with the space butterfly, and just provide sort of cover for Forlom. Probably wants to maybe get around behind the FOTP, so you could 2 bank barrel roll and
I mean,
take a shot.
Forlom's at full health. He can joust the FOTP and not worry about it.
Yeah, exactly.
He can risk taking the shot if he gets 2 good shots from the Star Viper and
Yep.
his own gun.
Exactly.
And let Zuckuss threaten Major Von Reg away. Because they're gonna bully that FOTP in a minute.
Yep. And of course the FOTP has already used its proton rockets, so
It's still a good 3-dice gun.
it totally. And if he can get range 1 on Forlom, he gets to fire first, and Forlom's only going to have a calculate, so he's got that going for him, which is nice.
Comes the Butterfly 2 bank.
Yep. So I probably barrel roll forward right. Oh, he's taking the target lock. All right.
Take the target lock.
There's Zuckuss with the 2 forward, as expected. Put that pressure on Von Reg. Takes a target lock. It's like, fuck you, Von Reg. You're mine now. And a 2 forward from Zuckuss. So, yeah, that FOTP is going to be hating life very shortly.
See, I think I might have taken a boost focus with the...
So there's a 3 turn to the left, and that probably does get the debris as cover. Closest to closest.
For 1 shot, and I think he takes a shot from Forlom.
Yep, and Forlom, of course, has the target lock here, so... And Von Reg helps himself to the gas cloud. So no shot for Von Reg, which means the FOTP will be up first. All right, so do you hold on to the focus? Kind of think you have to here.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. And he does. So, and there's the natural evade again that Tommy has been rolling with those G1As every time. All right. Zuckuss will probably roll the extra die, giving Major Von Reg $1 billion, roughly.
Too many.
Ooh. So does he spend the target lock? I bet you Tommy does.
Tommy spends the target lock.
Yeah. No, he does not. And maybe he should have, because poor Stefan's dice suck.
No, because Forlom 2K's next turn.
Fair.
Holds the target lock, and for the next shot, has a calculate. No, he advanced sensors a calculate, and 2Ks and gets another calculate. And what shot was that? Is that the butterfly into FOTP?
No, I think that was Forlom. Nope, never mind.
No, this is the butterfly into
Yeah, this is the butterfly. Okay,
FOTP.
so that was Forlom first. Okay. Does he spend the target lock here?
The butterfly?
Yeah. I don't think so, but Tommy's a crazy man, so we'll see. Nope. And The FOTP just evades out.
Nice, very average dice.
Yep, on both sides. All right, so off we are to round 7. And here's where Major Von Reg is going to come back and solo Tommy's list.
He's coming in hard. Zuckus is going to make...
Yeah, so...
One bank or one turn?
I 2K.
With Zuckus again?
Yeah. Because there's no way that coming around the gas cloud, Von Reg will end up with Arc. And that means next turn you can threaten Arc again. I think same with Forlom. And I think the BSC is going to have trouble getting Arc this turn on anything. So I probably one hard to the left. And get ready to focus fire on Von Reg. So, easy decisions for Stefan, since he only has 2 ships. And Tommy's got his dials down pretty fast, too. So, if he takes 5 minutes on Forlom, though, I'm going to give him a warning point.
What are the choices here? Hard stop or 2K?
I think you 2K. Because a hard stop, you don't get Arc. I think FOTP goes... Here's another reason why I 2K Zuckus. FOTP's real only move here is something like a 3 forward. Maybe a 3 bank. I'm not sure that even clears, right? So, Stefan's got to push damage through somebody. And the obvious play here is that the FOTP waits for, Forlom and Zuckus to go and then does like a 3 forward boost focus. So
I don't know about the 3 forward boost focus. I think you do a 4 forward and maybe get the same thing.
Maybe. I just worry that the 4 forward gets you too close to that gas cloud, but it might be fine.
No, it might.
So yeah, there's no way I stop Forlom though. I just don't think that's the right move. Because there's just no way that Stefan hasn't accounted for that in his planning. So there's a 2 forward for the Space Butterfly, a curly barrel roll, and looks like he's chaining that to a focus for stress.
And he still has the...
There's the 2K from Forlom that every player who has any idea how to use G1As predicted. And the 2K from Zuckus. That's right. All right. So what is the FOTP going to do? There's the 5 forward.
5 forward, boost right, get behind the cloud.
Yeah, I agree at this point. You don't have arcs, so just get the hell out of there. Yep. Yeah. So I think he's still in Zuckus's arc, but...
He's got a gas cloud.
Yep.
And an obstruction bonus.
Yep.
It turns... he's got auto thrusters at close range.
Yep. Now, of course, I don't think we're going to have any shots this turn. So he does barrel roll Von Reg away, which I think is a great call, because that's going to give him options to turn in here against Zuckus. Oh,
no,
right.
Takes the Daredevil.
Daredevil boost. Well done, Stefan. All right.
Stays out of arc of Zuckus. Gets that nice broadside shot.
Yep.
Hopefully he took the strain and not the deplete.
Looks like he did take strain. Yeah. So he's got a range 2 shot here. And rolls a little bit above average, which is good, but of course Zuckuss does still have 2 shields. Rerolls that blank into another blank. And this time Zuckuss is going to lose all the shields. So
He still has not given up half points yet.
nope. Well, he gave up full points on the Exploda shuttle, but that's about it.
Yeah, but on Zuckuss, he has
Yeah.
not given up his half points.
Correct.
So he's still up there, and
Now Zuckuss, of course, can roll an extra die here at range 2, so he can make this 4 versus 5 if he really feels like it. Which, why not? Don't waste those green dice, Stefan. What are you doing?
wasting all the evades early.
Yeah, right? All right, so off we go to round 8. Now, that wasn't a great turn for Tommy, admittedly, but this does leave open a good turn for Forlom going forward, because Von Reg can't really do anything but either get the hell out of dodge with a left turn to the left, a 1 turn to the left, or just accept the fact that he's going to take a shot from Forlom, which is probably the right call. He's got to get some damage through on these guys. The FOTP is out of position, so it's not going to get a shot this turn probably. I probably too hard to the left and hope to come around. The challenge here is that if Zuckuss survives next turn, he's just going to 2K again, probably. So, or is hard stop to give Forlom a shot. So,
Does Zuckuss on this next turn do a inertial dampener stop?
ooh, well, he doesn't have any shields left, so he can't. Right?
Oh,
Is it shields only?
yeah. You have to spend a shield.
Yeah. So that would be a great move if he had a shield left. That's what I would do in that case. I think, Zuckuss's challenge here is Zuckuss is stressed, can't do a 1 hard. I almost think that Zuckuss just 3 banks. No, he can't 3 bank. That's red. 2 banks to the left to just get out of the way and let Forlom come in to deal with things. And of course, the Space Butterfly's got to go first. So it probably needs to 2 bank to clear that stress. And maybe can boost past Forlom just to get another gun in there. It'll be a really interesting turn here.
Or do you 2 bank, 2 straight, and then boost left and back with the butterfly, so you get behind that debris and you can fall in behind Forlom?
Yeah, the only challenge with that is you kind of want the butterfly just for, pilot skill reasons to get out front a little bit at some point. He could also just, 3 forward, do whatever to go chase that FOTP down too. Because the FOTP is just not going to be relevant this turn. Yeah, exactly.
The FOTP does a 2 hard boost.
Well, yes, I think so. I think the FOTP wants to try to not be an arc and also be able to support Von Reg down the road. So yeah, I think a 2 hard boost probably is the right call. All right, dials are down. So we will see what they do now. I mean, I have to imagine there's only really two choices for the Space Butterfly. It's either a 2-bank towards Forlom and then react to that, or a 3 forward and maybe boost around. I'm threatening them both with slow play points now. All right. There's the 2-bank. He could probably get a left bank in if he wanted to, just to put another
That left
gun
bank
on.
boost.
Yeah, I think so. It's worth, I think, getting more guns on Von Reg. Remember, Von Reg only has 1 health left, so
If you can knock Von Rig off.
yeah.
And he boosts back down to the bottom. Or barrel rolls down to the bottom.
Yep.
Didn't want to gamble the boost.
I guess not. Forlom right bank 1, which is a little less aggressive than I expected.
Clears that stress.
Yep. That's true. A 2-bank would not have done that, so fair point.
So he has options for next round.
Yep. Takes a target lock. 1 forward for Zuckus.
Well, the 2K turns appear to be out for at least one of them. Next turn. Zuckus, he's going to have to move Forlom first and keep the butterfly out of the way, so he's got the 2K for Zuckus.
Yeah. I'd probably do something crazy. Well, no, it has to be fully executed. Never mind. So Zuckus takes the focus. And now we turn around. So there's the 2 hard we expected to clear that stress.
Boost around.
Yeah, no reason not to. Unless he just doesn't want to take a shot, but then he probably doesn't have a shot next turn, so...
Yeah, no, you take the boost and...
I think so too. I mean, alternatively,
No.
you could target lock Forlom and then plan on a Talon roll next turn.
He target locks Zuckus.
Oh, interesting. Well, also valid. And then barrel rolls out. So he's planning to 2 hard in next turn and gave himself some space for that. That's fair.
A 2 hard boost to the left in on the next turn. Focus boost and be double modded with a 3 dice gun.
Von Rake passes Strain to Zuckus. That must have been from the Bullseye arc thing. So that's an interesting move for Von Reg. Von Reg really interesting forward move there. And then Daredevils. All right. Sure.
And says, I still shoot you.
Yep. Now, did he take a deplete or a strain? Looks like a strain. Oof, he is going to take a range 3 shot from Forlom with no tokens and 1 health. Does not get the roll he wants on that attack. But we'll push the crit through because why not?
So Zuckus takes.
A damage engine. Does not care at all.
That's actually not. That's probably the best crit you can take on that ship.
Yep, because they're already red, y'all.
It's like, we're gonna make a hard right. Yep, that's red.
Oh, it's purple now. You have to spend force. Just kidding. That's not how it works at all.
Not yet.
Nope, not yet. All right, so Forlom's going to throw 3 unmodified. No, sorry, Forlom does have a target lock. This is not what Major Von Rig wants at all. Particularly with a strain token. So this will just be 3 versus 3. That is what Stefan wants to see, though. He just needs an average roll here to survive. Oh, forgot about that target lock. Never mind. Now he needs an above average roll to survive. That's not going to do it, everybody. So say goodnight to Major Von Reg.
I am missing all of this because I think my computer is frozen up.
Well, I can still hear you, so that part hasn't.
Well, I'm not doing that on the computer. I'm doing that through my phone.
Gotcha.
So I'll be back.
All right, so now it's down to the FOTP to solo Tommy's list. And we go back to turn 9. All right, while they're in planning phase, I'm going to take a short break. Bobby, I leave you to entertain the masses. All right. So we've already moved into the next round, and Forlom just won forwards after the other two had moved. Takes a target lock on the FOTP, I'd imagine there. And I'd imagine the FOTP is going to just do it too hard. All right. So we've already moved into the next round. And there it is. Looks like a barrel roll to try to avoid arc there. Does have a range 2 unobstructed shot on Zuckus, which is probably the right call here. We'll see what Stefan chooses to do. Yep, that's the right move. Average roll, though. Does use the focus for 2 hits. And spends a target lock. Probably intends to actually save the focus for that. All right. So no shots back. Well, maybe from the generic Star Viper. Maybe a range 3 shot here. It does have a range 3 shot back. So this will be 3 versus 4 with no defensive mods for the FOTP. Average roll, 2 hits. Spends the target lock, gets 3, will push a damage through, and the FOTP is now shieldless. So Bobby, I see you muted. I'm not sure if you intend to still be muted, but we're not hearing you. Just FYI if you don't.
I'm just waiting for my computer to reload.
Gotcha. All right. So we are into, I think, round 10. And 2 rounds from the end. The FOTP is not yet at half points. Zuckus is. Let's see. So let me get the points updated. So Tommy has 67 and 66. So that's 133, I think. And Stefan has half of Zuckus. So that's about 44 total. So I'll go ahead and put that total into chat just so folks know what's going on here. I'd have to imagine Forlom's not going to have much of a shot this turn. He probably 2Ks just to get, guns on target in 2 turns. The FOTP probably 2 hards towards Zuckus. Wouldn't be too hard to get Zuckus off the board this turn. Zuckus is kind of in the generic Star Viper's way, so the Star Viper doesn't really have a clear way to get a token shot on FOTP, so this is a good turn. Good opportunity, I think, for Stefan to get some damage through. Stefan's got to do a lot of damage in the next 3 turns to really have a chance here. All right, so the right bank does get through Zuckus. That's a pretty good move there. Having gotten through that, he does do a barrel roll. I feel like you probably boost to block the 2 hard there, but Tommy does have lots of options. This does get maximum guns on target. Might block the 2 hard. I'm not 100% sure. There's the 2 hard from 4K, sorry, from Zuckus rather than a 2K. Get some space. Not a terrible idea. Forlom advanced sensors. And does a 1 hard right, so getting every gun on target. And kind of with that positioning, if the FOTP does do a 2 hard, probably a clear shot on the FOTP here. So this could be a kill turn. Now the 2 hard does, so there's an opportunity here. So the 2 hard does clear. I think if you're Stefan, you barrel roll to the right to get out of some of those arcs and just take your shot at Zuckus. Yep, that's the right call. I'm not sure he clears Forlom's arc there, but still does get out of the butterfly's arc. So range 3 shot on Zuckus with a focus. And if he can hit all 3, then this is the end of Zuckuss. Spend the focus to kill Zuckuss is the right call. Well, no, not the end of Zuckuss. Sorry, Zuckuss does have 2 dice here. So we'll see. But that is... Wait. Unless Zuckuss has like a structural damage I didn't know about. Think Tommy needs to roll another die. Okay. I think Stefan is mad at me for pointing that out, but I think that it doesn't matter. Zuckuss is dead. So that's one of the 2 ships that the FOTP needs to solo here. Does not have a range 1 shot, actually, on the FOTP. So we are back to dials. That's a really good turn for Stefan. Now, if he could just repeat that 2 more times. Ooh, but Forlom double stresses poor FOTP. That's going to be real bad. Let me turn off that. So that does open up the possibility for Forlom just to hard stop here and stay on the gas cloud. Advanced sensors first. The BSE pretty much can do whatever it wants to get out of arc. And the FOTP is basically just fucked. So transferring that stress probably clinches the game here. Bobby is back. Hey, Bobby.
I am back. I'm in one piece. My computer's not smashed yet.
You're smashed, but your computer is not?
No, negative. I'm not smashed. I'm just moderately inebriated.
There you go.
Militant casually.
There you go. So we are closing in here on the end of things. The FOTP was able to get Zuckuss off last turn, but problematically, Forlom one-hearted, took stress, and then gave the FOTP its second stress. So there's probably nothing the FOTP can do this turn to get an arc, as long as Tommy doesn't do something silly. And given that the FOTP is just barely preserving its full points, it can't afford to be hit by Forlom this turn.
Not easily.
So let's see. Stefan has 12 plus 61. So it's 133 to 73. I don't think there's a win condition here.
Do you take the 2 hard with Forlom here?
No, I just hard stop. You're gonna have the butterfly out of the way. Yep.
It's not turning around. I think the 2 hard down to the right.
I mean, you could, but you're just gonna, bump, the FOTP. Whereas if you hard stop and the FOTP does what it needs to do, which is try to get arc on somebody, you're gonna get a free shot at him, and he's gonna have no mods. So I think Forlom just hard stops, and I think the butterfly just does the fastest forward maneuver it can, and just stays out of arc.
Just gets out of dodge.
Yeah, because the win condition for the FOTP is it has to kill one of those 2 ships. And I don't think the Star Viper's enough, so he's got to kill Forlom.
He's got to kill a full health Forlom?
Yeah, I mean, basically, almost full health.
In 2 rounds?
In 2 rounds, with 2 stress. This is what we call impossible.
I was gonna say that's a bit of a tall order.
Yep. All right, so Forlom does take the advanced sensors calculate. Forlom says fuck what you think and does a 4K and does take a strain. I don't like that if the FOTP does take it too hard because you're taking damage you didn't need to do. But Tommy is a store champ, so who am I to say?
Wasn't the butterfly supposed to move first?
Yes. That's why he's backing up. Good
Oh, there
call.
we go. 2 straight.
Yeah. Clear stress. You could pretty much do whatever you want. You're not going to be an arc.
Boost to the left.
Yeah, boost to the left probably is the right call. And prepare for, a sloop or something next turn if you really wanted to have guns.
Especially knowing that, he's got Forlom doing that 4K.
Yeah. I'm not sure what the BSC took a target lock is what it looks like for next turn.
Okay.
Which is not terrible.
I think it already had it, didn't it?
I think it spent it.
Okay.
Because otherwise it didn't do an action this turn. Stefan's like, F this, and gets out. Now I think that means there's no way for Stefan to win in turn 12.
I don't believe there is.
So, yeah.
Because 3 dice is not going to kill Forlom in 1 round of shooting.
No. Not with 4 shields. Yeah.
You would need a magic crit chain that just won't happen.
Well, I mean, even with 4 dice, you don't get through the shields, so that's just the problem.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yep.
And his dial is down already.
Yep. Tommy can basically do whatever he wants. It doesn't matter here. Let's see. The BSC ended up stressed there. Oh, he passed. He passed Forlom's stress to the generic space butterfly. So probably a 1 hard here, just as an FU to the FOTP.
Seems good.
Yeah, seems good. Take the calculate. Hard turn, get the extra calculate, laugh at the first order test pilot.
Who he has locked.
Indeed.
He's like, just let me have a shot. I just want 1.
Joke's on him, though, because the FOTP is just going to, too hard to the right and boost. Yeah, interesting. So, too hard.
To the left. Boost in. I don't think that's going to give him arc. But
yeah, I don't think so either.
So he's going to be taking a shot from Forlom. Probably give up half points.
I'm surprised he didn't focus. And then boost. Oh. Yeah, he's not going to take a shot this turn. So he preserves full points on the FOTP. And our final score is 133 to 73.
Nice win for Tommy.
Yeah, good win for Tommy. All right, so let's just quickly jump in with our players and give them a chance to talk about the game. And then we'll call it a night.
I'll meet you over there.
All right. All right, hello there.
Hello.
Evening.
All right, so final score here was Tommy with 133, goes to 1 and 2. And our poor ace list that keeps running into beef goes to 0 and 3. So
Whatever generator you're using, please use a different one next time.
Sorry, man. Yeah, so let's talk about kind of how that game went for both of you, and let's start with Tommy. What were you hoping to do? What did you get? What you wanted? And your general thoughts.
The drone was able to do 1 damage, which is aces,
Yep.
and was able to separate the 3 ships a little bit. So that gave me a little bit of an edge.
Just roll natties,
And
right?
then and then I was able to bring both Forlom and Zuckus around with the Star Viper to try and flank. So I was avoided some of the gas clouds. A couple of them I hit on purpose, and I was able to catch him with a few key blocks with the Star Viper's funky
Yeah.
barrel rolls.
Yeah, we were talking about early on how it was really, we really liked the way that you used the autopilot drone not as a blocker, but as a sort of don't even think about turning in here, and here comes the Star Viper behind it.
It was like a little exploding sheepdog. Here, let me give you this way.
Yeah. It was interesting. Over to you, Stefan. You K-turned your flankers pretty early. Which kind of got them caught in the corner as opposed to like just going around the exploding autopilot drone. So tell us a little bit about what you were hoping for there.
Well, to dodge the autopilot drone.
Yeah.
That's really all there is to it.
Right.
Didn't work out as planned. I probably should have just boosted past him 5 forward, but and just put them on the edge.
Right. Yeah, that's what we sort of thought you were going to do, was you were going to just bypass it and head around behind the Star Viper and sort of, kind of where in kind of where Tommy ended up defining the flanks. You might have defined the flanks instead.
I would have had to set up differently for that to work, though. I would have had to have been straight along the edge of the board as opposed to turning into it.
Gotcha. Yeah, maybe. So, you were able to preserve all the points on the FOTP at the end there. We were thinking about, is there a way you could pull this out? And you basically had to kill Forlom without taking any more damage.
I wasn't in the position to do so, so there was no chance. So I just decided to keep my points.
Yeah. Bobby, do you have any questions?
No, I think we followed fairly well.
Sorry, Stefan, do you think that kind of your problem was its setup?
Yeah, I didn't think about what that ship actually meant because I never played against it.
The autopilot drone.
I mean, it's basically a traveling mine, so.
Yeah, it's a how did you put it, Bobby? You called it a proton bomb with engines?
It's a 12-point proton bomb that can coordinate for a couple of rounds.
Yeah.
I was surprised that, Tommy, you barrel rolled the other way. I thought you would barrel roll closer to my dudes. I thought you would, try and get closer in.
Yeah, Tommy, talk about that, because it seemed like you were hoping that maybe Von Reg would turn in there and you would catch him on that. What were you thinking?
A maneuver anywhere toward the bottom of the board wasn't going to get into range 1, so I might as well stick him in between those 2 rocks and see if anyone comes that direction.
Gotcha. Any other kind of like random thoughts you guys had about how the game went? How do you like your new list, Tommy?
I really hate the G1A dials.
I'd trade you.
That's a bad dial.
Yeah.
But I mean, it works for Forlom because of advanced sensors. But
well, no, it works for Forlom because advanced sensors and he sheds his stress pretty easily.
Yeah. Right. He gets 2 actions with advanced sensors and a red maneuver. Zuckus, on the other hand, is YOLO for life and see what happens.
and that worked out for you. I mean, throwing that extra dice really did push through some damage that you otherwise didn't maybe have the ability to do.
that outmaneuver, right? It removes that one extra die that I give them on a few shots, and that actually came through on a few hits, on like plinking through a couple hits.
Yeah.
She throws up tonight. It's your fucking fault.
I'm trying to. There was something I was going to say, but now I can't remember. Oh, I remember what it was. So to me, like Stefan could have probably still crawled back into that, except you double stressed the FOTP, which was brilliant. God damn it, Forlom, right?
Yeah, well, on that last turn, I was like, well, or the few when I did that one hard, I was like, well, either he stays where he is and
Yep.
gets shot maybe not through the gas count because my corner was
Yep.
poking through.
Yep.
But if he comes close to me, he gets another stress and off I go.
Right. All right. So we don't know who your 0-3 opponent is going to be yet, Stefan, but hopefully it'll be somebody who's not beef. But it's probably going to be space whales. So, but it'll be space whales piloted by somebody random because Charles is.
Three tips the table.
It's fine. Just fly. Oh no, you can't fly in behind them. They've got bow tie turrets. We'll put like. I'll have like my rabbit run those two things. We'll just roll dice or something for their tiles.
It doesn't matter.
Did anybody?
I figured
sub
that
out
I totally picked the wrong list for this matchup set because
Gotcha.
most of the lists are fairly tanky, and I picked an ace list, and I don't know how to fly them because I usually fly tanky.
Right, you
So I should
do.
have picked something like the Upsilon shuttle group from last night. That one was a good one.
Yeah. Well, maybe
If they
we'll.
were available.
Maybe I'll reopen the ability for you to ditch these aces and try something else just to keep things fun. So.
Whatever.
No, I mean that's the whole point of this, right? Is to have fun. So if you're not having fun with the aces, I'm happy to do that. Let's talk outside of this.
That and to somehow make Rick lose. Like, just
That
not
is the
coming
other
first.
goal. It's true.
True.
We can all agree on that one. So thanks, guys, for playing a fun, entertaining game on stream as always. And any last things you guys want to say?
These dials are really horrible.
Oh, cry me a river, Mr. 1 and 2.
I'll trade you.
Yeah.
I'm better off with Forlam and Zuckus anyway.
Yeah. So Stefan, why
Star
don't
Viper
you?
maybe not so much, but
Stefan, why don't you take a look through the lists that are still undrafted and see if there's something you'd like to change to, and just let me know. You'll still get the two switches if you want to. So.
Which makes a big difference because it frees up a lot more points.
It sure does. All right, well, thank you for the game. Thanks, Bobby, for joining me in the booth. And
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks, folks, for listening. Except Charles, I don't know what's wrong with you, Charles, but stop having things wrong with you. And we'll be back another night from here to probably close out round 3 and move into round 4 pretty quick here. So thanks for listening into the stream. I'm Ben from the Militant Casuals. He's Bobby, kind of Militant Casual, kind of 209th. And see you all next time.
see ya.
All right.
Good night.